Tab 14, Dave, this is yours.
Yeah, I hope everybody's had a chance to look at this. Okay, what we have are 2 pages here. The first page is bylaws, second page articles. And these are ideas to be considered and discussed tonight, not in detail, but if the board agrees on making any or all these changes, then the thought process would be next month we come in with specific verbiage and language. So this first page having to do with changes to the bylaws, the number 1 is pretty much a slam dunk. We've talked about that before, relative to that resolution we passed. Mm-hmm. The others are new, and number 2, reduce the number of directors to 9. Number 3 is a piggyback on that in terms of the length of terms. So ideally, you would have both of these and have 9 directors, 3 new ones every 3 years. But if that's too many changes to make, and that is quite a few changes, you might want to just go to number 2 and go to 9, and you go to 5-4-5, and maybe go to the 3-3-3 in the future. So you don't have to do number 3. Number 4 is a clarification based on some problems we had, which we can fix if the group thinks we should do it. And number 5, actually I haven't heard from John yet on number 5, but it looked like number 5 should be also considered by the way we do business. So I propose we talk about the bylaws first. I'll just stick to this one page and open up the discussion.
I would like to address, I guess, number 2, which also addresses number 3. There's no doubt that the board can be governed by 9 directors. We had a year that we didn't have enough people running, and we ended up the year running the board with 9 versus 11. The proposed revised governing documents proposed 9 versus 11. Having said all that, having 11 and not reducing it gives the opportunity for splitting the tasks of the board further, which I think is good. It also recognizes that there may be directors, because of work or other issues, cannot devote as much time as others, and still allows that kind of an individual to be on the board and participate without perhaps having the heavier workload that others take, be involved in many things. So it's a really sort of a comment. I guess my view, not fixed in my mind, is although I was certainly part of the revised governing documents, all in favor of going to 9, and had been a member of the board when it was 9, and we got everything done, I sort of like 11. Anyway, not fixed, though.
This was discussed 2 or 3 years ago, and we decided to remain with 11 because of the amount of work that we have to do. Also, the utility company had their own board, so what we had to do was not, basically we just kept having to vote to lend them $3 million. But right now I think we have more business to take care of than we did at that time, because we've got this lawsuit, we've got the clubhouse, we've got the spillway and the dam going on, and I don't know how many other things, but I can't see reducing the number of whatever we are, directors, because having 11, we have more diverse ideas, more representation from the community, and so on. So I'm not in favor of reducing it.
So I'm going to take the other side. I am in favor, and the reason is quite simple. 12 o'clock meetings are ridiculous. And I think if we have fewer people on the board, the meetings might get to the point quicker, and the meetings would be shorter. And if they were, I might be myself more inclined, I can't speak for others, but I might be more inclined to serve on other committees if I wasn't sitting here till 11 and 12 o'clock at night on board meetings.
I would tell you, Steve, that even the year we had 9, I think we had late board meetings. Board meetings, I don't think these board meetings we're having would make one iota difference whether we had 9 or 11. The conversations we have, the topics we have are very important, they need to be discussed. There's always a way to get rid of meetings till midnight, and let's have 2 a month. And we did that in the term that I was president, and that's no better. So I don't think we ought to base the number of directors on thinking that they're gonna be shorter meetings if we have 2 less. I disagree with that.
No?
Shorter is not necessarily better. The discussions that we have here, I don't know about anybody else, but I start out with one opinion, and after listening to all the other opinions, quite frequently change my mind. So, you know, I can't see discussing anything any less than we did.
The real benefit of 2 and 3, as Dave has stated, is they would have more continuity. 2 things. Board members would be board members longer and go through a year of learning, and we would then have two good years of really knowing what being a board member is all about. And the second part of that is that we would never be electing a majority of the board in the election. We wouldn't be subjecting ourselves to a whole majority coming in as a single slate in some way. Yes,
Maybe what we should do is go back a step and let's deal with each one separately. Let's deal with the number and then worry about whether the term. Let's do it separately. So I think it's 2 different questions. So I would go back and say my comments are against number 2 only. The number, not the terms.
okay.
Yeah, I agree with what Pat said, and another way to look at it, I hate to be a heretic here, but we could also increase the number of directors to 12, and then we could do 4, 4, 4.
Gotta be odd number.
12.
Oh, that makes sense, okay.
Okay. Shall we go down through them and let's take a straw poll on which ones you'd like Dave to continue to develop? Number 1, who would like it just further developed? Noel's passing?
I'm not sure what you mean by further development, because it's, never mind, yes, all right.
Specific language.
Never,
To come back to the board with specific language to be used for a
Okay.
referendum at the next owners meeting.
that, I picked up on that, I started.
Okay. So the majority wish you to do that.
Okay.
Number 2, reduction to 9 directors. How many would like Dave to pursue that? Okay, that was a minority, so I don't think we want to pursue that one.
Okay.
Number 3, staggering the election of directors in such a way as to avoid bringing a majority of directors on at one time. That's not really what that says though, is it?
Increase the term.
That's the intent, but that's not what it says.
Perhaps it needs further development. Well, if we, having done what we did with number 2, number 3 has to be reworked anyway, because it wouldn't be 3, 3, and whatever.
Right, it would be,
So we're really discussing, do you want
4, 4, 3.
3-year terms subject to figuring out what the split would be?
how many people would like Dave to work on that and present an alternate proposal to what he has here? Number 4.
Surprising.